Hey, y'all. Welcome to Consignment Chat's bonus episode. This is an episode I promised you, not me, we promised you, would follow up from our Boss Reseller Remix video. So this is it. I want to just tell you all real quick before we get into each taking a moment to talk about Diane that the flow of this video, you're going to see the speeches that happen in the beginning, the award ceremony where they give the scholarships to the members of the Blind Center. There'll be some pictures popping up, and then at the end, it will cut to a brief slideshow with some video pop-ins of our tour through the Blind Center. So I'm hoping you can hear it. It's kind of a big warehouse area, as you'll see. Hopefully the closed captions pick up the words because the members of the Blind Center themselves kind of tell their story. I really hope you can hear it because it's a beautiful thing to hear.
Yeah, turn those closed captions on and get the full experience.
And I want to also tell you this, when you're watching the Blind Center part at the end, notice how while Cristobal is talking, he is still working, and I zoom in on his hands. He is taking apart those hard drives. His hands are still going. You can watch how he's feeling to find the screws. It's just, to me, it was just amazing to watch how he was doing that blind while talking to a group. And he was just going, right?
Like we were listening to him. We weren't being rude or anything, but I'm pretty sure all of us had our jaws dropped as we were watching his hands just continue to go as he tried to turn his attention to us and talk to us. But he still processed like a couple hard drives just while doing that.
Just while talking. And the other thing I want to make note is when we are in the computer room, you will see Gary at his jumbo screen. Those images, without being there, it's hard for you to tell, but they are super zoomed in images that he's going through for their eBay listing. So what you're seeing on the screen may be the corner of, say, a computer, but it doesn't look like that on the screen because he's zoomed it in probably 600% plus.
His mouse pointer is like the size of our hand on his triple screen setup there. That's how zoomed in it is. Yeah.
So I wanted to get that so you guys can see the things that they create in the Blind Center so that they are able to do what they do. But without me telling you that, you might not catch it. So just that heads up while you go in. So,
yeah.
All right, real quick, girls, why was this important for us to share?
So our friend Diane Lassonde founded the fearLESS Living Fund, and it is her legacy. And I think that Diane and I definitely shared how much we were touched and how amazing the Blind Center was and what an important part of society and an important part of our lives it has become. And I want to support it. It was the number one reason for me going to Boss Reseller Remix was specifically because it is at the Blind Center. Yes. And I just appreciate everything they do. And I think getting the word out there, this may be the Blind Center of Nevada, right? But getting the word out there and how it has touched and what they are doing and bringing that to other communities and showing them, these services and how they are able to sustain themselves, it touches way more than just the residents, the blind and visually impaired residents of Nevada. It's so much bigger than that.
And I want to put on the end of that, sorry, Samantha, you're going to be next, but I just want to put on the end of that, you saying that reminded me of a conversation I had with Ryan from the Blind Center, that, the goal is he would love to be the beginning of others just like him doing what they do there with an eBay business, with the support that they give in other cities, in other areas. So if you live in an area and you have somebody affected with the being vision impaired and needing more support, we can connect you to Ryan. I mean, he would give you anything he could to help this grow and have other places around like that. I know in Charlotte there's not one because I have a friend of a friend who has been struggling, and he's somebody who wants that community. He wants to work. He doesn't want to stay at home, but the only way he can get out is if they work full time. They've got all kinds of things going on, is if they go over and help him get out, like they grocery shop. they give him bus passes and help get him to the bus. If there was something like the Blind Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, wow, what a difference it would make for people like our friend Dave. So, you know, I that's my dream, is that one day we're going to look at Ryan and go, you did it. There's like,
right.
They're all over now, you know, because it's that incredible what they do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Samantha.
So part of this year that was extra special was when we were first driving to the Blind Center, we turned that corner, and even though we kind of took a different way, we could see on the other side of the block the apartment buildings being built. And I remember talking with Diane at the 2023. She was talking with Ryan and everybody about their vision for these apartments and what their I mean, we talked with him about so many things that they have planned. They're going to have their own little blind utopia there, just for the whole.
So awesome.
It's so awesome. And for their whole family. It's not, when we support the Blind Center and when, you know, the fearLESS Living Fund gives the scholarships, which were much bigger than the last one. So they just get to keep growing and giving and giving. They're supporting a whole family. These people are usually married. They have children. You're helping their entire way of life. You're helping them provide for their family and make sure that they're getting the support that they need. But for these hardworking people, these people work so hard there.
Don't they?
Yes. Yes, yeah. And especially with us all there mucking up their whole system.
But they don't skip a beat, do they? They love when we're there. They love it. So, but they don't skip a beat. I mean, Cristobal, as our witness, he just got talking away with a big smile on his face, telling his story, and he's still working.
Yeah, a couple years ago when Diane said, "Oh my gosh, this is what they're thinking about for these apartments. Doesn't this sound wonderful? We need to help them." And then being able to see, 2x4s and plywood up and the structure of these apartments, and being able to hear Ryan talk about, okay, these ones are going to be done around this time, and then we're also going to do these ones and these, and the plan that they have to just keep going. And I know how much passion Diane had for that, and now I have goosebumps because it was awesome just seeing it all come together.
Well, and it's hard because when you talk to Ryan and you hear the stories of some of their living conditions, it is utterly frightening what they're going through being vision impaired, and they have the places that they live are just horrific. And the Blind Center is going to give them this wonderful area that they can be safe, and everything they need will be built within the apartment structure. So they'll have everything they need for their,
It's a beautiful thing. Share this video with your friends, with anybody you think that may benefit, that may be interested, because that's how the word spreads, and that's how good things happen. Like, one person like Diane telling other people who tell other people who, now there's a video, who, it's just, you can do your part by sharing this video and getting the word out there. So we really appreciate that.
So appreciate it. And you guys, I just forgot what I was going to say. I know what I was going to say. At the end, there is a QR code. If you are a reseller watching this video and you want to support, the QR code will take you to our webinar we did on how to use eBay for charity setup for the Blind Center of Nevada. We did that a while back to help promote that. So that is there. But if you have any other ways that you want to help support, reach out to us. Leave it in the comments. Yes. We have our fearLESS Living coloring book, where forever it will live on Amazon, and 50% of that, if you buy a coloring book, it goes right to them, right to fearLESS for the Blind Center scholarships. So we have that. Libby has a consignment account opened up with her business. If you have some things that you're like, I'm not going to sell this, or you're not a reseller and you have some things you'd like to just donate, Libby, you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff coming up. We have a fearLESS Living account within our consignment business that people can just donate items to that, and all that money goes straight to that scholarship fund. So we have many, many ways. Feel free to comment, reach out to us. We are here to help. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you can hear it, because they're all big rooms. So quiet your environment and listen up, because it's well worth it. All right.
Or you were part of her New England meetup group, or you just happened to meet her at eBay Open, or any one of the places or things that she flitted around and went to. I think it's pretty undeniable that if you had met Diane, you remember that you met Diane. If you had her a part of your life, you were one of the very lucky people. I met Diane with Trish back at eBay Open in 2018. 2018? And I've told this story a few times and I'll tell it again, but I'm from New England, for those of you that don't know. I'm from Rhode Island. And we were at eBay Open and going down an escalator, and they were going up the escalator, and I heard Trish go, "Diane, where's the bar?" And again, we all make fun of Trish and her fantastic Boston accent. And I turned around and went, "Where are you from?" And she's like, "Why? Where are you from?" I said, "Oh, you are definitely from New England." So she sounded like home. So from that moment on, we kind of followed each other around and became friends. And Trish and Diane were best friends, and they kind of welcomed me into their friendship circle. And we became fast friends. A couple of years ago when we had our first Reseller remix, those of you that were here remember that it wasn't too long after COVID, and several people ended up getting COVID at the event. We may or may not have hosted a super spreader. It wasn't intentional. And I went home after that event and started getting the emails and the text messages that people were sick because they just wanted people to know. Thank God nobody was incredibly sick. The worst of it was actually Trish, unfortunately. But I will say the funny thing about that is that I went home, and if you know me, you know that I'm an incredibly sensitive person, probably to a detriment. But I went home and I was sobbing, saying, "We're going to kill somebody. Somebody's going to die. They came to our conference and it's all my fault." And Diane was like, "Will you just calm the hell down?" So she started sending me a text message every day, and it turned into a text message to encourage me to not take everything to heart. Like, calm down. You did a good job. You didn't kill anybody. Relax. Everybody knew it's a risk. And then a few months later, Diane was diagnosed with cancer. She was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and she knew immediately that it was terminal. But that being said, our daily text message turned into my daily text message to her that I called my, excuse my French, my Diane buck the fuck up text. So we exchanged a lot of those messages over the years. And I didn't plan this speech, so I apologize. I'm going to ramble a little bit. But one thing Diane did when she was diagnosed is that she decided to take what remained of her life by the horns. She wanted to make sure that she made a lasting impression and a legacy to live on beyond her. She has a beautiful family, some of whom you're going to meet right now. And I've been fortunate enough to get to know her family as well, and I love them, and they make me feel like I'm part of their family too, and I appreciate that. But something that she did, because she was touched so deeply by coming to the Blind Center here, and for those of you that have not taken the tour, please do that tomorrow. She was very touched by the members here and how they have harnessed and made their what can be taken as a disability into just a different ability. And they're able to take their lives and take control of their lives and do so many amazing things. And those of us that know people with different abilities, I think we're familiar with that. A lot of people that are given the gift of everything, so to speak, don't necessarily have to combat the same challenges. And when you have to rise to an occasion, you have to rise and overcome certain challenges, you tend to be more and become more and do more than you would if you were just given everything in life. And I think that's an example that we see here at the Blind Center with all these beautiful members and this facility in general. So Diane was very touched by the Blind Center, and she had decided that she was going to create a charitable foundation that would every year give back to the Blind Center. And in her legacy, this will continue for as long as her family wants it to, or is able to. So that being said, a year and a half ago at our Boss Reseller Remix, we gave away, the foundation gave away scholarships to members of the Blind Center, people that work here, people that come here, in order to help enhance them financially and help them in some way. And she was able to give last year's, we skipped our remix last year. Last year's was in December at their company Christmas party. They gave away a couple more scholarships. And this year is our 3rd year giving away scholarships. And her family is here, and I just wanted to introduce you to her beautiful daughter, Jennifer Lassant, and her son, Jeff Lassant. And we have Ryan Wilson from the Blind Center who will be saying the scholarships are going to go to, and I'm going to just turn over the microphone now because there's a little video that's going to play.
Thank you all so much, and thank you again to Boss, Katie, Vicki, Teresa. We really appreciate your letting us be part of this event. I know that many of you did know my mom, but there's probably at least some of you here who didn't. So while Vicki did an amazing job of encapsulating a bit of this, we'll try to give you just a little bit more context about where the fearLESS Living Fund came from and all of the good work we've been able to do so far. It's been really exciting. So Jeff and I are Diane's kids. My dad is here. You'll probably meet him later on this week. She also has 3 grandkids back at home, Jeff's kids, Riley, Garrett, and Millie. And you'll hear a little bit more about all of them as part of this. So my mom was a Bostonian with the thickest Boston accent, maybe rivaled only by Trish. A wife, a mother, a grandmother, a reseller, entrepreneur as long as I can remember far back. She was selling on eBay in the 90s. Co-host of a New England eBay reseller meetup group with Trish. And as Vicki said, if you met her, you remembered her. She made everyone feel like she was part of her community. And that's a lot of what we're trying to live on with the fearLESS Living Fund. So ironically, Vicki was talking about COVID. As a result of my mom having COVID, she ended up getting the scan that ended up showing that she had lung cancer. So while that was terrible news, we probably found out about it earlier than we would have otherwise. So small silver linings. Her prognosis was not good. They told us 18 months was the high end of things. And my mom didn't have great luck with medical averages. So we were not even expecting 18 months. But not only did she live to fight the cancer, she lived hard in those 3+ years. But we did finally lose her January 1st of this year. Many of you do remember, hopefully, us. My mom and I did this presentation back in 2023 at the last Boss event. But coming to Vegas wasn't the only thing that she did in that time. She decided that she didn't have a bucket list. She had done the things that she wanted to do. And so she invited people in her life to decide what they wanted to do with her. So she went with my brother and my grandson, her grandson, to the Bruins game. She went horseback riding in the snow with Millie, the youngest. Not easy to do when you're already in a lot of pain with your cancer. We went to Nantucket with her oldest granddaughter. We went to the Red Sox game with Clara and Amanda and Teresa and Trish with the ListPerfectly team. She got out there and lived it. And we constantly got messages from people saying, I don't have energy to do half of the things that she's doing, and I don't have terminal cancer. So it was a good reminder for all of us to live to the best that we can. So coming here to the Blind Center was a huge revelation for my mom. I remember the first time she came home talking about the Blind Center and all the things and all these programs. And I was like, wait a minute, I thought you went to a reseller conference. What are we talking about here? And I was like, oh, it's hosted at the Blind. All right, I'm catching up. And she just came home and she was on a mile a minute about what an amazing place this is. And if you guys haven't taken the tour, I'm telling you, it's worth every dime you're paying for it, which is nothing, but it's incredible. And then getting to the fearless part of things, my mom and I would choose a word every year. That was like our word to live by the year to kind of inspire us and push us in the direction that we needed for that year. And she picked fearless, meaning fearless, not to be fearless. She wasn't doing any bungee jumping or things like that. But coming out of COVID, she already had autoimmune disorders that meant that it was going to be really bad for her if she did get COVID. And she was having a hard time getting back out into the world after the height of COVID was kind of calming down. And so that word carried her through that diagnosis and then into the following years, it just became her mantra. So what she came back with, so Wizard of Oz was my mom's all-time favorite movie. She had an entire room and a hallway at their house dedicated to Wizard of Oz memorabilia. And so this was the perfect metaphor. She's like, you come here, you see the beautiful conference center, you meet some people at the door, but you may not realize all of the amazing things that happen in this place. And again, if you've gotten the tour, hopefully you did get keyed into some of these things, but the focus on personal development, social interaction, all of the great things that they do to bring this underserved community here together at the Blind Center is so impressive. The other thing that I think lots of us don't know is that unfortunately many of the clients here are living well below the poverty line. You wouldn't know it from meeting them, but their struggles are real. And it's not something they're probably going to come out and talk to you about, but when you look at the numbers, that's the reality of the situation. And so while the Blind Center does amazing work, it's not able to help people with unexpected bills, with rent prices that are increasing and the price of food and all of those kind of things that we all have to worry about, never minding having any other impairments. And so this is what my mom wanted to do. She really wanted to pick up where the existing services at this amazing center leave off, offsetting rent, utilities, all those kinds of things, for someone who has shown personal growth and improvement, care and assistance for other members of the Blind Center, good deeds, acts of service, anything that really shows to us and to their community that they're in it together, right? We're all doing this together. That was my mom's biggest priority. And so the goal with this is that hopefully with providing these scholarships, we can help the recipients of these scholarships to live a little bit more fearlessly. And then what my mom also wanted to do, since we are giving out these scholarships here at the Boss Reseller Remix, is to also reward you all. You have shown up here to better yourself, to better your business, hopefully make some connections, meet some people you didn't meet before, be inspired, go home, and bring that back. And so we're also going to give a $1,000 award to one of you here today. We're going to pull a raffle ticket in just a few minutes, and you can use that to offset your trip here or to sign up for another conference somewhere else, or just invest in whatever you need to hopefully help take your business to the next level. So far, we've done this twice already. We're on round number 3 this time. I think I saw Gary Nicholson in the room here. Gary sitting at the back there. Gary was one of our first winners. Knew and loved them both, and it was really special. We were so glad that in 2023 she was able to be here. And then Pam Arnold, who's in the room today, won the Reseller Award for that year. And then at the Christmas party last year, Greg and Marco, who you can see on the right side of the screen there, they were our winners, like right. So over $19,000 in scholarships so far. And we're hoping to keep this going for a long time to come. So we're going to give out this year's awards, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how you guys can donate, and maybe even, there's lots of ways to do that. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But without further ado, let's go ahead and meet this year's recipients. So I'm going to hand over to Ryan, and he's going to tell you about these amazing folks.
Notoriously bad with the mic and the speaker, so everybody's going to vote. So I'm not going to get to a speech, but first of all, thank everybody for being here, for taking the tour, for supporting the Blind Center and the fearLESS Living Fund. This one is really special because this is the one that really is a part of the legacy. Diane was with us before. She's not now, right? And so this one really carries on the legacy because this is the first one without her actually being with us. So I think this is really the spark for what's to come for everybody else. So I couldn't memorize everything about everybody that we have over here. So I am going to read it and introduce our first recipient. And I'm not going to get choked up. I promise myself I won't, but who's to say? So our first winner is Arthur Jones. Art, as we know, Art is an unsung hero behind the scenes at the Blind Center's beautiful events. For nearly 4 years, his dedication and can-do attitude have been invaluable to our events department. He's not just a master polisher, ensuring every detail shines. He is a vital part of the team, always stepping up to do whatever is needed. His musical talent as a guitarist and singer brings a creative spirit to his work. and his strong family values reflect his caring nature. Beyond his technical skills, Art's infectious humor brightens every day, making him a truly cherished member of our team, and he's a key contributor to the success of our events, working tirelessly to create memorable experiences. And we're thrilled to recognize him and his invaluable contributions and award him with $5,000.
Oh, I'm very shocked and surprised about this. Belinda said, I need you. I figured it was work related. And then she said, well, Ryan needs you. I was like, okay. And he didn't say anything. I was like, oh, all right. But I really thank you for the introduction. It was really amazing and surprising. And I really enjoyed working here, spending time here. And I gotta say, thanks very much.
First time we came here on a tour, my parents brought my brother and I out here for a tour, and you were in the guitar room showing my mom, and I think your picture was in that slide, and I hadn't put two and two together. So we've got a beautiful picture of you with my mom when we were here, which is fantastic. So she would be absolutely thrilled that you're one of the recipients for this year. So congratulations.
So our next recipient is Cristobal Soltello, right?
Yes.
Cristobal has been a member of the Blind Center since 2002, starting his employment in 2014. Cristobal is a dedicated member of the Blind Center team. Many of you saw him back there today during the tour in our dismantling department. He works tirelessly as well in the dismantling department. His contributions to the center's e-waste recycling program has been significant, helping to divert millions of pounds of electronic e-waste from landfills. By participating in this essential work, Cristobal directly contributes to the environmental sustainability and community well-being. Cristobal also contributes to our programs and services by conducting a class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which is a computer class teaching our blind members how to either use the computer or relearn the computer if they're newly blind. So Cristobal approaches his work with a determination and positive attitude, and his dedication and role is inspiring, and his commitment to making a difference is evident in everything that he does. So let's give it up for Cristobal.
I just want to say thank you for everything that you guys do for the members here, and thank you for choosing me this year. I really appreciate everything. I love my job. I've been coming to this Blind Solutions for a long time, but you know, every time I have someone in the computer room that just went blind, I always encourage them, you know, to be. I'm a blind all my life, so for me, I never knew how it is to be able to see and drive and everything. So I was kind of, you know, I always encourage people to have them, and I teach them everything that they need to know. You know, a lot of people say that I have a lot of patience. Well, you know, that's how I am, because I just like to help others. I taught myself how to use the computer by myself. And the reason why I did it is because to be able to help others, not just for myself. And
So same thing on that very same tour when my family was here in 2022. The first room that Ryan brought us into, I think that day, was the computer room. And Cristobal was teaching someone a new app or something on their phone. And it wasn't planned at all. That's just the first place we happened to be. And you were already in the middle of a little tutorial, and my mom was blown away. So it's really perfect. She would have been very happy that you're one of this year's recipients. We still have one more. Actually, Ryan, stay here for 1 second. You don't have a ticket in this, right? All right. All right, get your tickets ready. One of you is going to win $1,000 right now. One ticket and one ticket only, sir. So you have to actually close your eyes. All right, what do we got? A number?
Oh, yeah, it's number 483203. 48.
Back. Congratulations, Sandy. That's you. Excellent. Do we keep this or she gets it back? Doesn't matter. All right. Come on over, Sandy. Do you want to say something? No pressure if you don't. It's up to you.
Brian, I would like $1,000 to go to the Blind Center, please.
Congratulations to Sandy. So some of you guys might know Cheryl, also known as Yaya. She made these beautiful bracelets as swag for the event. They've got her information, but they also have our Fearless Living Fund website on them. So she's got a bunch of them here. So you can see her. She's got the red shirt and she's got her blue in her hair today, which my mom and I did last Boss event. My mom didn't think she was going to make it here in 2023 and said, I'll dye my hair blue if I go back in 2023, thinking she'd never have to do it. And lo and behold, she was here. So mom had blue hair and Cheryl's rocking her blue hair. So look for the beautiful lady, the blue hair. And yep, bracelets. You can use the QR code on the screen here to donate. There's also a paper sign up in the ListPerfectly booth if you just need a minute, want to do it later. We also have some business cards and things up there that have the QR code on them. One thing I would like to say too is we have zero overhead for this. There's no fees. If we send you a thank you card, my family's paying for those thank you cards. So literally every dollar that is donated is going to what you just saw here today. So I just like to share that because I like to know where my money's going when I'm giving money to charity, and it is a tax write-off. Another thing that you might see around here today, I know Mikey had his hat on. We've got some other hats over here. So these Dirty Diane hats were a thing that I think Katie and Angel were the ones to start. They shaved their heads in solidarity with my mom and came up with these Dirty Diane hats. And my mom decided that we should turn this into a fundraiser. And so while she was alive, it was if you could shave your head if you wanted to and share that on social media to raise awareness for the Fearless Living Fund. Or donate $250 or more. My mom said, I wouldn't shave my head for any one of you, but I'll give you money. So if you'd like to keep your beautiful locks and still get one of these hats, we do have some available upstairs. We've got some fun, brightly colored ones like the one Jeff has on right now. $250 or more, and the hat is yours. So we'd love to have you. It's a pretty fun club, as you can kind of see here. So thank you to everybody who has already done that. We really appreciate it. Another thing that is not on here, but if you'd like more information, come find me today or another day this week. We are set up in the eBay for Charities section. So if you sell on eBay and want to choose to donate a percentage of your sales for a day, a week, a month, forever, whatever you choose, you can do that, and it's almost no work for you at all. It's pretty easy to set up. Molly and Libby and Sammy, you know, the Consignment Chat ladies, they did a live stream webinar on how to get that set up. That video is still available. So if you need a little tutorial on how to do it, I can send you the link for that. Just let me know. So just looking for lots of ways to make it easy for folks to help us keep this fund alive. All right, that is it, except for to say thank you. We obviously wouldn't have been able to give away over $20,000 in scholarships if it wasn't for amazing people like you. So we really appreciate it. We know there's still lots of amazing community-centered clients here at the Blend Center of Nevada that we want to keep helping long into the future. So with your help, we can definitely do that and keep my mom's legacy alive. So thank you guys so much. All right, thank you so much. We're gonna
My name is Marco, and this is Crucible. So we work for the Plant Center in Nevada. It's a nonprofit, so like pretty much everything you get is recyclable, and it helps out for the members next door. They got activities, take them to nice places like restaurants. Like right now, some of the members are in California enjoying Osbury Farm. We get to enjoy some of those, like activities sometimes, when we get a chance. So like pretty much we recycle everything, like computers, servers, switches. We take everything apart and we separate everything over there, as you can see on those gaylords. And then at the end of the day, we also do cleanup. And I've been working for the Plant Center 9 years. Juan has been here working at this department 9, but like 20 completely. Cristobal 10 or more. And we all got families too, to support. I got 2 kids. My wife used to work here before, but she no longer works with us. But as you can see, like this is what keeps us busy.
And they met here too.
Thanks to good people like you guys bringing new stuff. Yeah. And then Blind Center gave me a chance to have my baby shower here too. So Chris was the computer teacher. Tell him about it.
I teach a computer class 3 days out of the week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I started teaching the members from the beginning, from learning the keyboard to being able to be able to have a job. Like we used to have a call center here that they used to work here. So when they were learning how to use the computer, then they're ready to be able to have a job and everything. I teach them how to send emails, everything they have to do for a call center, for just to work in general, sending emails, searching on the internet, and that kind of stuff. Not just a computer, but I also teach them how to use the iPhone.
For us, making a letter off the harness every now and then, and you see it click immediately. I'm a real dog. And so we get our emotional support from her every now and then. She'll swing by, you're typing at your computer, and you go, "Oh, that's you on my line."
Just like greeting. I'd be over there in the hall, like, play fetch. Here's your ball. Go.
Well, I think it's somewhere around here because we do that in here. Go get it. So it's fun, but. She's a good dog, but
She gets her 15-minute break.
Yeah, 100%. There you go. And more importantly, we have good people too, right? And that reflects up her as well. So, and then we have also Romaldo. Kaden has been trailing us the whole time here, but they're also in here listing product. And so, like I said, this is.
Thank you for joining Libby, Molly, and Samantha, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we grow your reselling business. For all things Consignment Chats, visit us at consignmentchats.com and join our free private communities on Facebook and/or Patreon.